Okay. Well, hey, today we're going to do Hammer to Fall by Queen. We're going to do that intro, and I guess that's basically the first verse as well. And we're also going to do one of the solos, the solo on the official version. If you're listening to the album, there are like two pre-solos until you hit this solo. If you're listening to the released video version of Queen's, it's the only one that's on there. All right. Anyway, that is what it is. To add to the confusion, on the official version, I'm not sure about the album version, but on the official version, it's tuned somewhere between A and A flat. Why? I have no clue. We're just going to do it in standard tuning, and we'll do it in A. All right. So anyway, we're going to do that in a solo. Hey, this is for Cap, who won the rock quiz about a month ago. Cap, this was your suggestion, so thank you so much. Great suggestion. Love this song and love the solo, and I hope you enjoy it too. I hope everybody does. All right, so we're going to let me do the solo now that we're going to do. Okay, so that was reasonable approximation of the solo, and so we'll go over that note for note. We'll go over the intro note for note. That's about it. Hey, as always, if you like this one, please give it the thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, subscribe for a couple of these every week. Plus, we do live shows on live streams on Sunday. It's a lot of fun. We have quizzes every week. Anyway, hope you join us sometime. All right, we're going to do this in just a second. All right, gang. Well, let's go over this more or less note for note, what I did. First things first, you can download the tab from the link in the video. It's going to make your life a little bit easier. Yeah. So before we get going on the note for note, I just want to talk a bit about the sound, because Brian May's sound is kind of elusive, and you'll have to your mileage may vary in terms of what I'm doing and whatever. I am using kind of a classic 70s style amp, maybe mid-70s style amp. I've got a lot of gain on it, but I've also got some reverb and just a little bit of flanger on it, just to give it a little bit of edge. This is like early 80s rock, so a lot of that had a little bit of flange on it. Okay, fiddle around to it until you get it. Brian May sound is hard to get. I played this also on a Telecaster, and it sounded pretty good. So just get it to sound good. All right, let's do the beginning. The first part is... All right, so that part... So I'm doing 3 strokes, da da da, down up down, and then on the first 2 you don't let it ring. On the third one you do. This is an A chord, right? You can play a power A or you can play that. I play strings 5, 4, 3, and 2. That's an A chord. And now we're going to play a D with an A in the bass. Okay, if you're not familiar with that one, it's the open 5th string, 4th string 4th, 3rd string 2nd, 2nd string 3rd. And you can just hammer on like that, oddly, and I guess that pun was intended. Right? So it's kind of like Keith Richards' sound, but just with a lot of extra distortion. But Brian May used it a lot as well, okay? So you do that a few times, and you cut it off, right? Now, sometimes I do a thwack that's just to help me keep time. After the 3rd time, you do this. Okay, and what that is it's the same form as the D, But now we're only playing on strings 4, 3, and 2. So it's on the 4th string 4, second string or third string 2, and third and second string 3. So D string 4, G string 2, B string 3. And then you just move that form up 2 frets. And that makes an E, right? So we've got a D string 6, G string 4, and B string 5. And now we'll just do this. So this is just the core of our normal A, bar chord A that we play up here. But we're playing 5, 4, 3, and 2 strings. Okay? 5, 4, 3, and 2 strings on that. So on the 4th string or on the D string, it's 7, D7, G6, B5, and A open. All right? So that's it. So all right? Now we're going to do the other one. And it's all the same chord, so we're going to do that A that's up here. Now I sometimes play the open A note on that just to give it sort of an interesting feel, and I think that's that's let to ring. You let the A string kind of ring this whole time going down. So we'll play the A to the E, and now the D, and then the A. Now, there was a couple of extra things I was putting in, and this is just me. I don't think it's really on the album. So I was playing that. Just gives it a little bit of edge. I don't know why I like that, but I do. I can't help not playing. It's hard for me to not play it. So it's like this. That's what I was doing. But you can just let it sit if you want. Sit. I also did that. But then this one actually is on there. So that's just really a pull off from on the second string, or on the B string, you're pulling off 3 to 2, and then playing 2 on the G string, and then playing it again. All right? So that's it for the entire opening. So that last part is again. All right, that's that. Now, I do want to say that it's kind of fun to play around with this a little bit. You don't have to be a slave to always playing it up here. You can play, for this one, you can play, for example, this. You can just go back down to that A there. Or you can play up farther, like this. You want to put a little emphasis on it, right? So that's just taking this same form that we had for the D and for the E and moving it all the way up so that the root note, you'll notice that the D, the root is on the second string or the B string, 3rd fret. So this would be an E. All we have to do is move it so that that's an A. So this is an A right here, all right? And that's an A chord. So that sounds kind of cool if you want to do that. Has more of an emphasis on those high notes, right? And if you want to even go nuts, like I did in the opening, you can go up to this form. You can just pull it up a whole octave. And that sounds kind of cool too. Anyway, play around with it. It's a lot of fun to do that. Let us go on to the solo. Now, all these chords are in the key of A, and this solo is totally in the key of A. So it's A major, and it's not A major pentatonic. This is a major scale, and so we're going to play notes in the major scale. And as is typical with Brian May, he's kind of all over the neck, so it's not one position. Anyway, let me play the solo kind of slowly, and then we'll do it part by part. Okay, so the first part is this. Okay, so that is kind of going on this, again, it's the major scale. If you know this position, this is based off of this chord. That is a hard one to play, I gotta tell you. I often don't play the top note. I just play that. But the root is right here on the D string, 7th fret. You can hear that that's the A major scale. So we're going to start out here on the G string, 6th fret, and just play that note. Okay, and then 6, 7, 9. Then up to the 2nd string, 10th fret, and slide up to the 12th. All right? So that's a whole step. Come down, pull off to 10, 12 again, and then a full step. All right, so play that. And now you've got your choice. You can either go up to the 1st string or, like I did, stay on the 2nd string and slide all the way up to the 17th. All right, so now we're going to play everything else in this position right here. All right, so that's that position right there. It is the G in cage. It's hard to play that up there. Like, it's the G position in cage. All right, so that's that. So we're going to play, I guess we did that. So now we're going to do this. Okay, so that is on the 17th. We're going to take that, hit it, and then bend it up and give it lots of vibrato. Now, this is a total Brian May special to do this. So he had this technique down. So play it like that. All right, so we're going to stroke that on the 17th, 2nd string, or B string, and then bring it up and give it lots of vibrato. And then come down. So it's like the A major pentatonic, but it's got a couple of extra notes in there. All right? All right, so here's the next part. That is a super cool line. I love it. All right, so we're going to start out here on the A, on the E string, the top E string, 17th fret. And then we're going to play this little, it's called a mordant. I like calling it a dipsy doodle, but we're going to, all right, so we're going to play 17th, pull off to 16th, pull off to 14th, and then come back to 16th. All right. So that next part is pulling off from 16th to 14th, and then playing 17th on the 2nd, back to the 14th on the 1st. All right, now here's the cool line because it's kind of inverted. So then we're going to play this. So cool. All right, so we're playing 14 on the 1st, and then we're coming down to the 2nd and playing 17. And now we're going to come up the scale by going to the 14th on the 2nd string, or on the B string, 14, 15, 17. And now go back down a string to the G string and play 14, 16. And then bend it up a couple times. All right, so. So cool. When you put that whole thing together, it's really neat. So neat. All right, last part is kind of almost classical sounding. right, so we're going to start out here. This is just traveling down the A major scale down until you hit that root note. This sounds so good because he's just staying in scale, and he always seems to be hitting the root note at the end of his phrases. So can't get any more solid than a root note. Okay, so we're going to start out here, B string 17th, walk down 15, 14. Now we're going to go to third string, play 16, 14. But when we play the 14th, we're going to play hammer onto 16 and slide down to 13. And then we're going to go to the fourth string, or the D string, and play 16, 14, 12, pull off to 11, and then two 12s on the fifth string, which is an A, right? Here's the whole line. And then play that little chord lick. So cool. All right, that's it. All right, gang. Well, there you go. Queen's Hammer to Fall. Great chords and great riff and wonderful solo. Simple little piece of Brian May's playing. Just simple magic. That's what I love about Brian May. Cap, thank you so much for the suggestion. I think it was a great one. We'll see you all down the road.